Okay. Okay, so basically, let me turn this up. I realized I was a little quiet last time. Hopefully, it's better volume now. Um, yeah. So basically, so someone asked that I include the one of the questions that was skipped. I realized that even I didn't know it, so I just went over and reviewed it. It's C for number 7. So it's confusing here. Um, okay. Anyway, it's confusing here because it's in a square root thing, and it doesn't look like we can really do anything. So what we have to do is just take it out of the square root. So we just honestly like nothing happens. You just write 15 minus 5x is greater than equal to 0. Right? That's how you set up a problem like this. You just take it out of the square root, and yeah. I think you just honestly, so it doesn't say this in the thing, but I'm pretty sure what you do is you just square it. But since 0 squared is still 0, nothing gets changed. So, so you have 15 minus 5x is greater than or equal to 0, and then you solve it as you would normally. Now we want the x on the other side, so we get rid of the 5x here and add it over here. So we have 15 is greater than or equal to 5x. And now we don't want that 5, so we divide by 5 on both sides. And then you have 3 is greater than or equal to x. And that is the domain. Because for the domain, you have to try to find if it's greater than or equal to 0. So you just set it up like that. Yeah, and that's how we did it for all of these. You just try to find it's greater than or equal to 0. Okay, now for the next one. Now for number 10. Okay, the function f of x equals x plus 3 over x minus 1. For x is not equal to 1 is 1 to 1. Find the inverse and check the result. So first let's find the inverse. Okay, so the way to do this is you have to take this thing and put it over 1. So you want to put x over 1 equals x plus 3 over x minus 1. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I did that right. Wrong, I meant here. We're going to do x equals 1. Since we're finding the inverse, we're doing y plus 3 over y minus 1. Yes. Okay. I don't know why I said about that, because that's not how it's set up. Okay, so now we cross multiply, and we end up with x, y minus x, because x times y minus 1 equals this, equals y plus 3. And now what you want to do is you want to sort of, let's first try and get rid of this y. So we have to minus y on both sides. And see how here there's a y? We can minus y that. And then we're just left with x minus x equals 3. But that doesn't make sense because I did not do that right. I'm sorry. I'm a little rusty in this part. Okay. Y plus 3. And then basically you want to minus y on both sides. You also want to minus x and add x on both sides. So we want to get rid of both at the same time. And because it will be much easier than that. So at x, y, since we got rid of this x and it's being replaced by a y over here, I'm going to do x, y minus y equals, and since this is being replaced by an x plus 3. And okay. And now we want to since there's a common thing here, we can separate it, sort of put it into groups. So like you see how the common what do we want to call it is y. We can take out the y and make it x minus 1. Make it a lot simpler. And equals x plus 3. And then we can divide both sides by x minus 1 because we don't like the x minus 1. And so then that gets crossed out. X plus 3 over x minus 1. So y equals x plus 3 over x minus 1. And that's the inverse. Yay. Okay. Now we have to find now we have to check the result because we can't she wants us to check it and we can't forget about that. Okay, so let's plug it back in. So f of f inverse of x equals sort of, let's put this into brackets, x plus 3 for x minus 1. And since we want to get rid of that x minus 1, we don't want like a denominator, by the way, plus 3. We don't want there to be a bottom number here thing. So basically, we'll put x minus 1 over here. Sort of cross multiply that, and x's it out. And then we have to multiply that 3 by x minus 1. So we have x plus 3 minus and then 3x minus 1. And then we get x plus 3 minus, plus, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And this is over because this is the top part. Now we have to focus on the bottom part. So x plus 3 for x minus 1. Get rid of that x minus 1. Both sides. Minus 1 times x minus 1. And then we end up with x plus 3 plus 3x minus 3 because that's over here. And then the bottom one over x plus 3 minus x plus 1. And now we can basically start getting rid of things. So let's start with this x plus 3 we can get rid of because of there. And then okay. And then we get okay. Okay, then we get, so x plus 3 plus 3x minus 3 over x plus 3 minus x plus 1. Basically, we can only sort of simplify down on let's first try to simplify down on the side, on like each part. each like top and bottom. So minus 3, so 3 minus 3 is 0. So we can just cross those out. And then x plus 3x is 4x. So the top part we have answered as 4x. Now the bottom part, 3 plus 1 is 4. X minus x is 0. So 4x over 4, which simplifies down into x. And that's the answer. That's how you check it. Make sure it works. And since it equals to x, it works. Now let's find the domain and range of f of x equals x plus 3. So this is pretty simple. The domain is that x is not equal to 1. And the range, domain, x is not equal to 1. And the range is that y is also not equal to 1. And that's basically how to do it. Going into deep of it, I honestly have to check up, as I'm not super sure about that. But yeah. Okay, now let's go into the next one. If f of x equals 4x squared, that's a 2, minus 3x plus 5, find f of negative 2. So let's find, so f of negative 2. Basically, we're replacing the x with negative 2 now. Because remember, this part of the thing, as we said with the FOG examples, that it's basically that the 2 over here, because it's next to the thing, is replacing x. So we're gonna, this is so x equals negative 2. So f of negative 2 equals 4. Since we're not going to write x, we're going to write negative 2 squared minus 3 times negative 2 plus 5. And now we can get 16, because negative 2 squared is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 6 plus 5. And then we can write 16 plus 6 is 22, plus 5 is 27. So 27. So f of negative 2 equals 27. That's the answer. Awesome. Okay, now state the domain of range of the following function and its inverse. So right. So now let's write we can write the inverse. So actually, this is the domain and range of the inverse, this part. And this is the non-inverse, the f of x, normal one. So, and that is, yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Now, determine if the following graphs are a function or b one-to-one functions. So, basically, here, yeah, I'm gonna continue this in the next video because, again, I have to stay safe.